Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in and check out your boy, P-Funk, thinking right out here in the lab, in the book. What I do for you. This is what we talking about today. That's my girl, Maat. Okay, so get ready. Let's go. Rightism, 25 rules to live by. Storytelling, story with a message. There's a message in the story for life. I give you life lessons. You tune into receiving them. I appreciate you. We got a good thing going. Let's do what we do. Right thinking mission, I'm on it, is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right thinking's way of life through mental and spiritual discipline, practice daily, will help and guide you to attain your goal of reaching spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. My mission is that all right thinkers know thyself. If you're a right thinker, your goal is to know thyself. You see where we're going with this? Let's get that together. So again, I'm going to ask you the question, do you know you? You will when I'm through. Pay attention. I got you. It's rhetorical. But if you know how to answer for yourself, stay tuned. I'll help you with that. That's what I do. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not, it's foolish. Disregard them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not. It's simple, but you can teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. I appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got more for you. A person who knows not and believe and think that they know is dangerous, avoid them. I do. A person who knows but knows not that they know is spiritually asleep. I can awaken them. I'm the spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. That's what I do for you. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers, know thyself, and to Maat, be true. Speaking of my girl, we about to have some fun because this is about to be Maat, and more Maat. So if you don't like Maat, you might not want to check this lesson out. But if you're a fan of Maat, you're going to love this. Let's go because she's my favorite. If you think you should know that by now, or everybody mostly do. Title, right thinkers, let's talk about the art of virtuous living. And the path, or on the path of what? Spiritual enlightenment through what? Maat philosophy. That's what we're doing right now. And this is where I learned a lot of my intricate understanding about myself from this book right here. So I'm going to take you through it as we go. Now, this is her stretched out in her glory, as they say. Okay? She represents balance, and that's what she's showing you. Okay? The question is, who is Maat? I couldn't wait to get to that one. Okay, I love telling you about her. When Ra emerged, this is how the story goes. When Ra emerged out of his bark, which is the boat symbolically, so that's his celestial boat, for the first time in creation, when he came into being, what did he do? He was standing on a pedestal, aka of Maat. Thus, the creator of all, Ra, lives by Maat. If Maat is good enough for Ra, she's definitely good enough for me. Okay, that's my philosophy, and that's why I follow her philosophy. Watch this. Ra lives by Maat, and what? He established his creation on Maat because she represents order. I'll get to that in a minute. I jump ahead. It's all going to come to you. But watch this. She represents creation. Who is Maat? Another question. Maat represents the very order in which constitutes creation. If that sun ain't where it's supposed to be, it's a wrap. Everything after that have to be in order, sequential order, and that's what Maat takes care of. So she runs the universe. So therefore, it is said that Ra created the universe. How? By putting Maat in the place of chaos. In the noon was possibilities, potential, but it was chaotic. No order, no nothing. So when God came out there, the first thing he knew he needed was order. That's Maat's job. Okay, that's why her philosophy keeps me where I need to be. When I was a Mason, I was the dot and circle man. Okay, I stand here, circumscribe myself, and keep myself in due balance, which served me well. But now that I got Maat, I got balance. I take that any day. And the circle, the same thing is balance. Why? With the dot in the middle of the circle, you're always in balance. You're never out of place. So symbolically, it still represents the same thing. I'm an esoteric meaning man. I need to know the hidden meaning. Don't give me that. Nah, don't give me that fluff. I need the meaning, the real stuff. Okay, the good stuff, as they call it. Give it to me pure. Don't cut it. Nah. Just give it to me straight. Moving on. And so creation itself is Maya. Philosophically, metaphorically, conceptually. And when you understand that now, creation without order is what? Chaos. So chaos is the opposite of order. We got a guy, I call him Captain Chaos. Chaos means anything is possible, and then it always got to be good. But chaos is not good, okay? So I'm totally against chaos. And he had a name, Itchfet, okay? That's the opposite of Maya. Wasn't her consort, but remember, everybody that's male and female opposites don't mean they was together or they go together, okay? Maya and Tahuti ain't consorts, but the God, when he rolling, he need Maya, which is order, and he need Tahuti, which is his right thinking process, reasoning. So when he travel, he keeps them with him all the time. I don't leave home without Maya or Tahuti. You should too. Trust me. And that's what God's showing you symbolically. He don't leave home without him. Okay? But watch this. Now, Maya is a profound teaching. Trust me. The reason why our ancient ancestors lived for thousands of years in harmony was due to her philosophy. I went to Egypt not to get them damn clothes, not to know. I want to know what they lived by that caused them to be in harmony for those years. I found it, Maya. That's why I bring it to you. Okay, moving on. And it's a profound teaching in reference to what? To nature. The nature of what? Creation and everything around us, in the manner in which human conduct should be cultivated. If we run around at the beasts of the fields, that lower nature, that's instinctive living. We way past that. We conscious beings. We need to use it. And that's what they did. Our ancient ancestors, they were very conscious of how they lived. They didn't have armies. They didn't have police. They had Maya. Order, justice, reciprocity, everything that's need to be divinely understood. And if we practice Maya, we wouldn't have this clown in the White House with the damn criminal charges being held on him. Moving on. See, again, things change. It refers to what? A deep understanding of what? Divinity, God. You need to have a true understanding of God. You have to experience God. You can't believe in God. You can't be preached God. You have to experience God with this. And what? The manner in which virtuous qualities, good stuff, can be developed in the human heart. In doing so, what? That brings you closer to God. What the what? So if I'm becoming heartfelt and living through my heart, that gets me closer to God. Does that mean God is in my heart? Now you got to get an understanding in your head. That's heart, mind, coherence. Now you got connection between what? You and your higher self, a.k.a. God. Spiritual knowledge, spiritual enlightenment, nihas, whatever you want to call it. But that's what I'm trying to get you to have for yourself. It's endless. Moving on. And it's for everybody. Ain't no care. You practice the philosophy, you reap the rewards. Christians don't pick and choose whatever they do. So I get the same concept. I don't pick and choose, I just give it. Maya is a philosophy. Understand that. Again, not a belief, a philosophy. Symbol as well as a what? Cosmic energy. Or what they call it, like Luke said, like Yoda told Luke, the force, which pervades the entire universe. Ain't that what Yoda told him? You got to learn how to feel the force, become one with the force. I did that when I was in prison back in 1983. Now I fully understand. I'm freaking out. Why? They just took it all. And they having their way with it. You got Star Trekkers, Star Wars, who just follow because they love the concept, they love the plot and the storyline. Excuse me. Don't know it's about them. They love it, okay? But if you give them the truth, it don't matter if they follow it. Why? It don't matter how they follow, because it's the truth. Let them run with it. Let them run with it. But to get them a lie, expect them to make something. No, that's just wrong. Sorry, but no. Maat gives you a chance to be your best self. Watch this. And she is the symbolic embodiment of world order, justice, righteousness, correctness, harmony, and peace. Sevenfold. I just got finished watching Dustin. That's my girl. And she represents everything you need to do for yourself. And that's all that matters. If you can practice the 42 confessions of Maat and live up to them, you'll be a better person. That's all I'm trying to explain to you. That's it. That's all I got for you. Betterment for yourself. That's it. She is also known by her what? Headdress. I'm known by my hat wear. Okay? She's known by her headdress. It's composed of what? A bandana with a feather. The feather of truth. She is a form of the goddess Aset, which represents intuitive wisdom and knowledge, who represents wisdom and spiritual awakening through what? Balance. Again, I do this. Equanimity. And what she's saying with balance, and pay attention, your brain has two hemispheres, left and right. Balance is used in both of them. That's what Maat represents. He's telling you, in order to get to me, you have to have balance. Why? That way the pineal gland will vibrate, and vibration receive the information from God. That's where you get the download from information when you meditate. And why? Because you're clearing both sides of the brain. It's free, so the pineal gland can do what it does, receive information. This is some good stuff. I hope you understand it, but that's just how it is. I know that. I understand this, so I'm just trying to get it to you. If you practice, you know for yourself, too. Where we at? Now, she represents the peace. Now, she also is known, watch this, by her headdress, composed of that too. Okay. Now, she represents aspect of Aset, which is spiritual awakening through what? Balance. Again, balance of the mind. Understand that? In ancient Egypt, the judges, this is what I tell you about, we wouldn't be in the predicament we're in right now. The judges, all of those who connected with the judicial system or the political program were initiated where? Into the teachings of Maat. Why? Thus, those who would discharge the laws of justice and regulation of society were well trained in what? The ethical and moral, spiritual, mystical values of life. If you think this clown got any idea that, you are so wrong. Presented in this book we're learning now, it teaches fairness, justice, and being responsibility to what? To serve your society in order to promote harmony in society and the possibility for what? Spiritual development in the atmosphere of what? Freedom and peace. We don't have that right now. We got a criminal. They're about to be in charge of the damn country. That says enough right there. I'm done with that. But for only, watch this, for only when there is, this is why we're going to have a problem, only when there is what? Fairness, justice in society. And we don't have that. And at that point, can there be what? An abiding harmony and peace? We ain't ever going to reach that. Ain't going to happen. The ingredients that go for that, we don't have in place. So that's not going to happen. And harmony and peace are what? Necessary. Necessary for what? For the pursuit of true happiness and inner fulfillment in anybody's life. If you're black in America, you're already behind the 8 ball. You're already starting behind. If you're white in America, you got a head start. Is that fair or just? It's been that way since we've been here. We ain't ever been treated fair or just. Along with her associates, the goddess Shah and the fortune, which represents fortune and destiny. These are aspects of your character. And Mishkanet, she's also there at the she's the birthing brick, but she's also there because she's also in charge of what we call karma. Mishkanet, which Maat encompasses the teachings of karma. And we know it as reincarnation. If the spirit don't get enlightened, it's going to get reincarnated. We knew that. Or the destiny of every individual How do we know our destiny? We the orchestrator of our destiny. Watch this. The destiny of every individual is based on what? Past actions, thoughts, and feelings. Thus, they have an important role to play in the judgment scene. I'm about to take you to that too. I love that part. That's gonna be fun. But the judgment scene of the book of coming forth by day, and understanding their principles. What? They lead the aspirant you to become what? Free of, you ready? Of the cycle of reincarnation and human suffering, and you are able to discover your supreme bliss and immortality when you gain what? Knowledge of self. All those things are granted to you once you achieve that level of excellence within yourself. Ain't that what the religious people practice will tell you? They tell you the same thing. I know that. Why? I listen, I hear, but I don't even understand half the stuff they tell you. Why? Because it's all esoteric messaging that a lot of y'all only get the exoteric part, the outer part. You don't get the hidden part. That's another issue. I teach the hidden part. Why? That's to give you better understanding for yourself. I'm not trying to control you, manipulate you. I'm trying to enlighten you so you can be your best self. Ain't got nothing to do with me. I'm not running nothing but me. That's a full-time job. You see the pedestal here? Right there. She got two signs. This is the second one. That's the pedestal. You see Patah, God right there? See what he's standing on? Okay? When you see him, they always standing on Maat. Okay? They were serious about that philosophical concept. Why? It served them well to use both sides of your damn brain to think pros and cons, good, bad, right, wrong. Those are things that you have to do on a regular basis, constantly doing that. Why? It's a repetition. Once you get good at it, once you do it for a while, you get good at it, and it becomes what? Muscle memory. It's just normal. I just showed you the pedestal. Maat signifies what? That which is straight. Her feather. You never see that thing bend, swerve. No, it's consistent, okay? It's ceaseless. It's going to stay that way. It's not changing. Truth don't bend, give, or change like gold, okay? Maat signifies that which is straight. And two of the symbols of Maat are the ostrich feather, okay, of truth. That's what's going to be weighed against your heart. Your heart had to be pretty light to match that feather. And how do you lighten your heart? It's another lesson. We'll get to that. Slow down. Get back. Okay, I got all this covered for you. I'm going to teach you all this stuff. I'm going to teach you how to do it, son. Okay? No, I ain't trying to follow you, dog. I don't know. Moving on. He's a hell of a rapper, but that other stuff he's doing, I don't know nothing about that. But, okay. Now, her ostrich feather, which is always understood the feather true. And then you got the pedestal. I just showed you that. Upon which what? God stands. And I always say, if it's good enough for God, it's good enough for me. And I tell my kids, what my parents gave me, if it's good enough for me, I'm going to give it to you. Why? That's where I got it from. Simple as that. Pass it on. If it's good, it should be tradition. If it's bad, it should be stopped. Simple as that. It ain't all this debate. Well, no. Good stay, bad go. Moving on. We can't make decisions. Our discernment is so weak. Why? Because we confused. Can't make a decision. If I do that, but well, I can't get that. No, you can't serve two masters. You got to have it one way or another. Simple as that. And again, it's still a 50-50 shot. Maat gives you that fairness all the time. Moving on. Now, the supreme being in the form of God, we know him, and down here he is Patah. Okay, Amen Ra Patah. Patah is in the flesh. That's us. And Patah is often depicted standing on the pedestal of Maat. Maat is said to be the daughter of Ra. Okay, the high God. Thus, in a hymn to Ra, we find it was said that the land of Manu, that's the west. That's where you go. That's where the spirit go if it passes judgment. It don't go to the west if it don't pass. Only things in the west is all divine and pure spirits of heart, okay, who pass the judgment till their heart is pure, so to speak. If it like that feather, it's pure, okay. Any kind of cut won't make it. 99.9999 don't mean jack, okay, pure 100%. Now the land of Manu, which is the west, it receives who? Thee with satisfaction. Everybody who make it there, you in open arms. And watch this. And the goddess Maat embraces thee. Both at what? Morning in the east and evening in the west. She's there to receive him. And the god, my boy, Tahuti, which is the mind and heart of God, and the goddess Maat, which represents order and everything that's divine, have written down their daily course for thee every day, meaning the sun's path. Did you know that the sun path is like a figure 8, or it comes out to be the infinity sign? That's the course that the sun travels. All good stuff. This is all astrological information that you can just, information that I just, pick up and just use at my discretion. Show you little things I know about stuff other than what I know. I study. I read a lot. And I listen. So, again, it is told you, when they set the path for the sun, that's how important they are. Okay? They're in the boat with Ra. You ever see him in the boat? He always have. There you go. Next page. This is a scene you see all the time, right there. Now that's Ra in the daytime. He only need Maat and Tahuti, okay? But when he get to the west and got to go into the underworld, make a call for his boys. Wow, he gonna need all the help he can get because him and Apophis is about to do work. But the concept of Maat is what we want to get across right now. All right, where we at? Now it says here, another hymn. I'm about to shut it down. One more paragraph. All right. Another hymn to the papyrus or the quinine provides a deeper insight into the Maat philosophy. It says, I have come to take, O Lord of the gods, Tamu, Haru, Katu, Haru, Kuti, whom Maat directeth. Okay? Amen, Ra, rests upon Maat. If you flat surface, you planking, you Maat. Okay, you stand up upright, you Maat. Okay, Ra lives by Maat. And my phrase again, if it's good enough for Ra, it's good enough for me. Maat is the daughter of Ra, and she was with him on his celestial barge daily when he first emerged from the primeval waters, aka the Noon, along with his, you see the Noon pushed up the boat with Ra, that's all his boys on him. Gave that lesson too. But they came out of the Noon ready to take care of business, the elements and everything already laid up with car. Ra, all conscious, remember, he had everything lined out before it even happened. And in his celestial boat, he travels through the day, he has what? His company of gods, that's them. But when it's just in the daytime, she is also known as the Eye of Ra, okay, the Lady of Heaven. She was Queen of the Earth, Mistress of the Underworld, and the Lady of the Gods and Goddesses. Whee! All those was titles that given to her because of all the stuff that she did. Maat also has a dual form, which we call Mayate. Now, in her capacity of God, she's Maat, which means a dual form, a ceaselessness and irregularity of what? The course of the sun. It don't deviate, it won't deviate, it's going to go its course. They said Maat is the reason for that. That's bad girl, okay? In essence, the universe is run under control by Maat. In the form of Mayate, she represents the south and the north, which symbolize upper and lower Egypt, okay, as well as your higher and lower self. Hello, Haru and Set. Maat is the personification of justice and righteousness, upon which what? God has created his universe, and Maat is also the essence of God and creation. See why I like that girl? Therefore, it is Maat who judges, there you go, the soul when it arrives in the judgment hall of Maat. And guess what? Sometimes she even herself becomes what? The scales upon which the heart of the initiate is judged. I got a picture where you can show her standing right here. All right. This is the scale. This is all of Maat. That's Mayate. And these two girls right there, the twins, that's Aset and that. Another lesson, I'll tell you about that in a minute. But see the heart? This is called a blind Maat. okay, with the blindfold on. That means it's pure. She don't need to see. She don't need to know. It's pure. She gonna do what she got to do to whoever comes here. And if your heart on the other side, you gonna get what you deserve. No favoritism, no nothing. And you see, she not in the picture, is she? Yes, she is. You don't see Maat? It's like Fine Waldo, okay? She's the scales. That's her right there, okay? Yeah, she's sitting here. The feather represents her blindness, okay? The blind Maat represents the feather of truth. It's just, okay? That's why you see justice blindfolded. They got that from us. They took everything from us. That little ritual take. They stole everything. Let me wrap this up. Oh, man, I'm having too much fun. Where we at? Now, watch this. Maat would sometimes become the scales. Okay, okay. She becomes the scale in which what? Upon which your heart of the initiate is judged. Don't want to hear nothing. Don't care nothing. But before you go to court, so to speak, judgment, what's going to happen? Karma going to bring you all your baggage. All the stuff you accumulated, she going to come and bring it there. And if everything you accumulated makes your heart heavy in the feather, you already know the deal. Okay? And if you're religious, oh, you got a whole lot of baggage. Little tidbit there. Poke the bear every now and then. But watch this. That's who judges the heart of the initiate. And it's really you. Maat judges what? The heart, the unconscious mind, which is here, of the initiate in what? An attempt to what? To determine to what extent what? That heart have lived in accordance with who? Maat. Or the truth, or correctness, righteous, reality, genuineness, uprightness, righteousness, justice, steadfastness, and the unadulterable nature of creation. If you practice like I practice Maat, you going to be where you need to be at Judgment Day. Because if you live that way, you're doing all the things you need to what? Eradicate all the bad stuff from your heart to keep it, light as a feather by living right, doing right, and being right. That light is the heart of all. Now, I just showed you the picture with them on the boat, right? And you see, all this is symbolisms, okay? Everything you see them is a symbol. You know Ra because he got the sun disc in the Uranus. You know it's Maat because she got the feather. You know it's Tahuti, he got the crescent and the funny looking hat. But he also the ibis-headed bird. And all those are symbolically. They're speaking the language that they understood back then with just pictures. We use words. So I'm trying to put the words to match the picture, so to speak, to help you out. And above, I just showed you the goddess Maat. She sits at the bow, a.k.a. the front. Naturally, I ain't a boatsmith, so I know she in the front of the boat. If that's the bow, okay, that's the front. And of the boat of Ra, the supreme being. This signifies what? Everything signifies something. Again, message. This signifies that she is the one who makes the way. That is, when they tell you in church, God will make a way where there ain't no way. Maat does the same thing. Moving on, she makes order out of what? The waves of the primeval ocean as the boat moves. This allows Ra, the spirit, to what? Abide in the form of the waves, in essence, the forms of creation. Us. Thus, we are to understand that Maat comes first in the spiritual discipline. That's why I practice spiritual discipline. Hold yourself accountable to do just what's right, and the rewards is great. Trust me on that one. I say I don't preach, I teach. And if you follow the philosophy of spiritual discipline, which Maat set forth, in other words, you have virtue, must come when, and then the spirit follows. When you have virtue, you have understanding. In other words, what? You, the aspirant, you come into spiritual enlightenment after what? Purification. What? By the practice of Maat philosophy. If you live doing B, that's how you light in the heart. You becoming purified in the heart. And it's discipline that you follow with daily. Works like a charm. Trust me. When one comes into harmony, watch this. I'm taking it home right here. When one comes into harmony with the goddess, one is actually coming into harmony with what? With the balance of the cosmos, the universe, God itself. And then the atonement with the cosmic order, the force. Feel it. Become the force. Become one with the universe. And that introduces you, the right thinker, aspirant to who? Ra, your higher self, the Supreme Spirit. That's the pin dropper. I'll be back with the rest of the lesson because I'm just too excited right now. I got a whole bunch of stuff to go through, so I'm going to stop it right there. Hope you enjoyed the concept. I got more for you. We got Maat up the wazoo for a couple of days. Hope you enjoy it. In closing, right thinkers, may you all live to be 100. Me, 100 minus a day. So I never know that my right thinkers who live Maat have passed away. And we don't. We just go on to the next level. Later.